Do you ever read about people who have achieved financial independence and wonder how they did it? Or do you ever hear about financial journeys and wonder what that journey looks like? Or maybe you are planning on embarking on your own financial journey, but you're still researching how that may look like. There are numerous ways to build wealth, but many of those will share similarities. Let's take a look at building wealth and the roadmap to our financial journeys. And please remember, nothing that I say in this video is considered financial advice. We have spoken many times on this channel about how there is no one-size-fits-all approach when it comes to personal finance. We have also spoken many times about how everyone's journey will look different. If you are new to this channel, first of all, welcome. We highly recommend going back and watching some of the other videos on this channel to get an idea of some of the topics we are talking about here. Now, while there is no one-size-fits-all approach and we should never compare our journey with another journey, there are plenty of similarities between how they are structured. Knowing what is the next step in our journey is a powerful thing for us. It allows us to make sure we are prepared for what is to come. It also allows us to have a clear plan in place. But more importantly, it gives us vision of where we are going and the motivation to continue. Regardless of what your journey looks like, everyone's journey begins with an idea. That idea may be, I don't want to have to worry about how I'll pay the bills next month. Or I want to travel for a couple of months throughout the year. Or your idea might be that you want to create a business or a financial empire. Everyone who is on or about to embark on a financial journey has had their own version of this idea. It is often a large part of what makes up our final goals. This idea not only becomes the what at the end of our journey, but it also becomes the primary motivator for us as we go through our financial journey. Even in these very early stages of our financial journey, this idea helps to paint a very clear picture in our minds. Nothing great was ever achieved without an idea. And make no mistake, achieving your financial goals is a great achievement to strive towards. Once we have turned our idea into a goal, we need to look at where we currently are. Now, we don't mean where you physically are, but where are you currently in relation to your goals that you have set? It is often all too easy for us to get caught up in the end of the journey and achieving our goals. We have just developed a psychological connection to our goals, and it is easy to feel like this is where all of our focus should be. But how can we get to where we want to go if we first don't know where we are? Let me ask you a question. How many of you know exactly where all of your money goes each month? If you have answered yes to that question, congratulations. You are a very disciplined person who is already well along their way in their financial journey. If you answered no, even when you are already on your financial journey, don't worry, you're not alone. At this point, it is important that we begin to understand where we are with regards to our income. How much do we have? Can we generate more than one stream? We also need to know what our spending habits are like. How much does my barista-made coffee at the office really cost me over a month or a year? We also need to be aware of what our debt looks like. Did we push our credit cards a little harder than we realized on our last holiday? Or are we still paying off the last major car service on our Buy Now Pay Later app? Now we know where we stand. We can begin to figure out how to get from where we are to where we want to be. Throughout history, many people have highlighted the power of planning. One of the most famous quotes that emphasizes this is that a failure to plan is a plan to fail. This has been true for many great achievements throughout history, and it is true for the great achievement that we are seeking. Our financial journeys will take some time, for many of us over the span of decades or more. It can be difficult for even the strongest and most disciplined person to see a goal that far away, but maintain resolve. Having a good plan in place allows us to break our journey down into smaller steps. These smaller steps are easier for us to stay focused on achieving. As we achieve the smaller steps of our plan, we gain even more motivation to move forward. But importantly, we take big steps towards our final goals. We need to remember that our circumstances can change over time, though. So we should review our plan anytime we have a change in our life that impacts our financial positions. Did you start a new job? Have you found out that you're going to have a child? Are you no longer with a partner that you shared finances with? These are just some of the examples of when we should be reviewing our plan to make sure that it is still the best option for us. The first part of most plans normally involves looking at our cash flow. For most of us, the easiest way we can have an impact here is looking at our spending habits. Think back to the question earlier about knowing where all your money goes each month. The first time I applied for a mortgage, the broker pointed out how much and how often I was spending money at a takeaway place at work. It was frightening to see how quickly those work lunches and coffees were adding up. A big part of the early stages of our financial journey is controlling our spendings. Thomas Stanley, the author of The Millionaire Next Door, says whatever your income, always live within your means. Earning more money will never bring us closer to our financial goals if we continue to spend more than we earn. Once we have lowered our spendings where possible, most plans look into lowering some of the highest levels of spending. Debt. For many of us, the highest spend we incur is repayments on our mortgage or other consumer debt. The average mortgage in Australia costs more than $1 million in interest over the life of a standard mortgage. Imagine what you could achieve in your financial journeys with even a part of that money being redirected towards achieving your goals. This is why debt elimination is a common element in many people's financial journeys. When we can use more of our own money to achieve our financial goals, we will see those goals achieved much quicker. Given that debt is often such a large expense for many of us, it is important that we cover this part of our journeys in a very thorough manner when making our plans. At this stage in many financial journeys, the plan is often to shift up gears. This is often where money begins working for you instead of the other way around. The wealth accumulation phase of our financial journeys can be an exciting part for many people. This is where many of us start seeing the benefits of all of our earlier hard work. It is also where we often see changes to how money is used between where we are and where people who are not on a financial journey. There are many different rules and regulations that cover money and earnings generated in this part of our journey. Regardless of how you develop your strategies here, this is where you can start to take some large steps towards your financial goals, with some of us even having our final goals set in here. As we progress along our financial journey, we need to ensure that we are protecting not only what we have currently achieved, but also our future achievements. Many high-worth people use different types of insurance to reduce or remove many risks in their financial worlds. I am not an insurance expert, and this is not insurance advice, but it is often recommended by many financial advisors that different types of cover be taken out. Many of us insure our vehicles if something were to happen to them, but how many of us have insured ourselves in case something happens to us? How many of us could continue along our financial journeys if an unforeseen event meant that we could not earn our primary income for a period of time? Now that we have looked into how to build wealth, we have a much clearer picture of what our financial journey will look like. And while we already knew that there is no one-size-fits-all approach or that our financial journeys will look different to that of others, we now have a good idea of what it will look like throughout the different phases of them as we work to achieve our financial goals. If you have found this video helpful, please subscribe to Forever Finance so you will know the moment more helpful videos are uploaded. Please also consider liking this video so it will reach more people with its help. If you have something you would like to see us cover, please leave a comment below. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and we will see you all next time.